Today, my guest is Ashonti Jackson, and we are talking about Birth to Five Illinois. You guys, this organization is amazing, and I feel like Birth to Five is a gap in care that we don't necessarily address, and it's the most important stage of our kids' lives because that's when they learn a whole lot and the habits that they will carry with them through their adulthood. Thank you for being here, and I'm going to let you tell us more about Birth to Five Illinois and what it's all about.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor. I love to talk about Birth to Five Illinois and the phenomenal work that we're doing. Our work is really rooted in community voice, and we want to make sure that all children have access. There's awareness and there's inclusion in all of our early learning systems. And when we think of early learning systems, it kind of focuses a little bit on education, which is where some of our fabric is woven with the thread of education, but we have to look at things holistically. And this approach really addresses everything holistically. Just to give you a rundown, Birth to Five Illinois, we are everywhere in the state of Illinois. So we have 39 regional offices. We have a regional council manager as myself. Then each office will have a family and engagement specialist. Mine in the Cook County South region is Jaime Garibay. And then we'll also have an administrative support who is Leah Armour. So this mighty team of three, we work in 55 different villages throughout Cook County South. We are as far west as Lamont, and we go as far east as the Indiana state border, with bordering the Will County south, and then we also border city of Chicago north. So like I said, we have 39 regional offices. Some of those offices encompass multiple counties. While Cook County is a little different, Cook County is divided into three offices. So we have Cook North, Cook South, myself, Cook West, and also City of Chicago. And this concept is really based off of what is needed in my South suburban area. It's totally different than what's needed in Danville or some of our other rural areas. And we have to really meet community where they are. We cannot go in and tell a community what they need and base it off of what we've just seen in Cook County. We have to encompass the whole state, and we have to make sure that this beautiful diversity of Illinois, everybody's voice matters. And so that's really the concept of what we have with Birth to Five Illinois. We are making sure that community voice matters and it's centered in every decision that we make.
That is amazing. And you're right. I mean, Illinois is a pretty long state and there are different needs in different places. So I love that you guys are doing this. We were at a fair together when I saw you and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to talk to her because there is such a need, especially in this state.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I myself, I am a single mother. I have made it past the Birth to Five stage. I have a 15-year-old, but I understand and really am compassionate about the experiences that all families have, right? We have families in this state, grandparents that are parenting. We have people that are living in multi-generational houses and their voices matter. We have those that are living in unhoused situations and their voices matter. This state, the beautiful state of Illinois, has really just wants to make this the best place to raise a young child. And that is being committed to community. So that's what we do. One of the biggest reaches that we've done in the last 3 years is we developed an early childhood regional needs assessment for each 39 regions. A beautiful heavy lift. And a lot of things were, we found out the beauty in some of the work that we were doing. And then we also saw some areas of opportunity. And from those areas of opportunity, we then developed some recommendations for each region. Each recommendation is different, although it's interesting because if you look at the recommendations, which are all housed on our website, you're able to see the echoes of similarity woven into that, which is one of the biggest things is a one access, one-stop shop. People want to know where they can find services. People want to be able to obtain those services quickly. So that's kind of echoed through some of this work throughout the state. But each region has their own recommendations. And then from those recommendations, we actually set forth with SMART goals to put those recommendations in action. So for my region, we had 2 recommendations. The first, again, is to have a one-stop website, somewhere where families can go and really find the information that they need, that's easily accessible, that is clear, that's been vetted, and, you know, that they can really just be pointed in the right direction. So the beautiful team at the Oakland Children's Museum actually decided to house that. So we do have an early childhood resource hub up that is housed in the Oakland Children's Museum website. It is beautiful. We have had so many organizations just want their information there. We have been able to direct families there, just even if it's to find a child care program or after school program, if it's to be able to find a pediatrician in your area, that information is there. And then our next big lift that we're working on, and I think we met at a behavioral mental health fair, is we are trying to really come up with some social and emotional learning, target informed trainings that we can market to areas that have high suspension and expulsion rates. So we looking at our region, Cook County South, we have Thornton Township and Bloom Township. They are higher on the scale with the suspension and expulsion. What's interesting to us, and we want to see how we can really change that trajectory with working with our smallest children. And we know that one, we have to really have that social emotional learning, that self-regulation piece brought into the classroom, those tools and tricks of calm breathing, those things that will help children be able to gain in their success as they grow into adulthood. We hear so many times that children are just being taken out of the classroom. Well, how do we equip our teachers and our providers so that they can make sure they're not removing children from the classroom, but giving these kids the tools and resources to really help themselves? So it takes training, right? It takes education. It takes boots on the ground. So we're hoping to develop these trainings and have a marketing list that really just talks about what's available and free of low cost in the region, as well as develop trainings that we can share with providers. And we are targeting the Bloom and Thornton Townships areas. So we have some great partnerships in the brewing of that. We're hoping to see some trajectory with that by the end of the year, if not before. And then our other piece is we do want to actually have a mental and behavioral health fair or forum. And I'm leaning into the word forum simply because fairs are great. People come, they get things, and you meet an organization, but it doesn't really have that interpersonal connection at times. When a forum, we're sitting down, we're having conversations, you're actually sitting at a table with the community stakeholder that may offer services for you. So more to come on that. We're hoping to get that going by the end of the year. So there's great work here in Cook County South that Birth to Five Illinois is doing, and some of the other amazing stakeholders are accomplishing, but we are a little siloed. And so we really try to bring everybody together. Everybody needs a seat at the table, right? And if it's Birth to Five Illinois' table, then we have a seat for you.
Yeah, and I think that's amazing because a lot of these kids, I have some children right now that were expelled from school and were asked not to come back, and because they said it was a behavioral issue, and it was actually a breathing issue and a sleep issue. Like you said, the education is not out there. So the teacher didn't know that it was connected to the fact that this child really couldn't breathe, and that's why he was acting out. So he wasn't sleeping, so now he wasn't able to focus, he was sleep deprived. So your body is in fight or flight. And so they're acting out because their body's just trying to keep them alive and keep going. And that's where the education helps, and bringing that breathing into the schools, and because it calms the central nervous system. But if you don't know that, you don't know how to help these kids. That's another reason that I love your organization and what it's doing. And everything is on your website. So you can click in your region and it tells you where to go. You have all your website is amazing. So whoever built that out, there's so much information and resources on your website.
Yeah, shout out to our comms team. We have a phenomenal comms team. We have a phenomenal leadership team. Our leadership is very intentional and inclusive of everyone. And as things go out into the public, it's really a thought process that they have behind who is this reaching? How is this going to be received? And how can we make sure that it goes into the hands of the right people? So, yeah, shout out to comms. I wish I had more to give on that, but they're dynamic for sure.
They are. I was amazed at all of the different resources that were on there. I just kept clicking and clicking. There's so much that I couldn't even go through it all. And that's what's nice, is that you do have those 39 regions. So you can go just to where you are and see what's available for you in your region if you need help. And then you have some amazing testimonials on there as well of stories of different families have gone through and how your organization has helped them.
Yeah, absolutely. That just speaks to that community voice piece. All of our work is woven in community voice. And so those stories, those testimonials really highlight the experiences of families, and it's important as we build this system, as we continue in this work, that the families are in the forefront. And that is really what Birth to Five is here to do, making sure that our community, our caregivers are in the forefront of everything that we do, because we just can't say, okay, we're going to help kids, right? And not think about everybody else. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing that we are doing. Another piece to that is we do have 2 councils. So we have a family council, which is each region has its own council of family members, community members that have children under the age of 8. And the reason why we look at age 8 is because there are certain things that affect children up until the age of 8 that we do want to hear those experiences about. So every thought, every concept, every piece of data is ran through the family council. and their perspective is then taken back. We put it in place to develop our recommendations. We put it in place to speak to legislation, to really just make sure that the family's voice is echoed in every piece of we do. So with our action plans, the family voice is written all through there. You can just hear some of the conversations that we had in some of the work that we've done. Now, the other piece to that is we have an action council. Our action council is community stakeholders that either live or work in the region. You don't have to have an education background to be a part of the Action Council. You just have to have an onus in wanting to make sure that our littlest learners and community members thrive. And we have a diverse council. We have nurses on our council. We have people with the University of Illinois Extension Program. We have people with Cook County Maternal and Infant Health. We have PRNN, which is the Park Forest Richmond Park Neighborhood Network with OAI. We have GITA on our council. So we have some dynamic players. And if anyone hears this, forgive me if I didn't name all of you guys. I appreciate everybody. But we have some dynamic players that come to the table just really to push this work forward. And while to say the word of interest, it's always in everybody's best interest, we come together to have a solidified interest that moves the work forward. So while I'm shaking one hand, someone else is shaking another hand, and we're making this thing work.
What do you find is the most in need? Is there like one specific thing, or not really, because it depends on the community?
It does depend on the community. And when I think of need, the biggest thing that really comes to mind as a blanket approach to the community's needs is awareness and access. So while we have families in our eastern area of the region that may need particular services, they're traveling to the city of Chicago or even far west or even far south to get those services. So that's where the access piece comes in. We have areas that are food deserts. That's where the access piece comes in. We have areas that have no childcare homes or childcare centers. That's where the access piece comes in. You still have children and families that live in this community. And then the awareness. There are so many programs here, and without one knowing where they are, you can feel left in the dark. There are smaller groups that are doing some great work, but we don't share that cross collaborative. We don't have these conversations outside of our silo. So with that being said, if I had to say like what could make an impact for everyone, would definitely be access and awareness where there's the biggest need. We have a need with food insecurities. We have a housing stability issue. We have issues with transportation. We have issues with, pay, how much you make. We have, in our region alone, we have a range from $15,000 a year all the way to $180,000 a year. So when you get into the higher income areas and the more affluent, as they would say, areas, it's difficult to bring the flight of areas that may have been minoritized, that are being underserved, to that community, and vice versa. If you are in one of these areas where you are minoritized or underserved, you don't want to hear about what's going on with these areas where people you feel like got it. But we have to weigh that ecosystems together because everyone is experiencing the same things, maybe on a different level. And so that awareness piece also coming into place. We worked with a group of Islamic mothers that had never heard of childcare assistance. This is a whole community that wasn't aware that this program was available to them. So we were able to bring somebody in and support them and going through that process, which was wonderful. But if you're thinking of this population group not knowing that this is here, what other things don't we know is here? Another thing that I keep hearing a lot, our healthcare system is becoming fragile. In the Cook County South area, we have a hospital system that closed their labor and delivery unit. And so now moms that are in labor have to take a trolley to another hospital that's 30, 40 minutes away. I don't know a baby that's going to wait on a trolley, so it's need everywhere. It's need anywhere you look. But I think that if we wanted to start addressing those needs, it would really be based in access and awareness, because there are programs out here. We met with someone on the Cook County Sheriff's Department, and he had some great things going on in Fort Heights, and I had never heard of those things. And yeah, that would be kind of where I would go with it.
That was an amazing answer. And like you said, we treat in silos. So our healthcare system is letting a lot of us down. Knowing that you have that access to care, getting this information out is really great. So if you guys are listening to this and you know someone that is in need, definitely have them reach out, go to the website. But also, if you're someone that's listening and can provide services or can help, please reach out. So tell us a little bit about where people that can help, how to get a hold of you and who to talk to for that. And then we'll talk about if you need the help, where to go.
Yeah. So our website is going to be the easiest thing. It directs you to all the 39 regions, like you mentioned, and that is www.birth5il.com. And the 5 is spelled out as well as 2 is TO. So www.birth25il.com. If you wanted to reach me personally, so I'm the regional council manager working in Cook County South. Even if you're in another area, I can always bridge the gap for you to get you to another regional office. My email is ajackson@birth25il.com. Our phone number is on there. Forgive me, I don't know my work number. But yeah, so that would be the easiest way. Our office is currently located in Olympia Fields. However, we are moving. And we'll be moving to the Homewood area. So we'll be right off Ridge Road, 1818 Ridge Road. So our offices will be there. Feel free to just shoot us email or call, and we can make sure that someone is there for you. The biggest thing, if you're interested in work, becoming a part of this work, is our Action and Family Council. So we are in our open enrollment recruitment season per se, and we don't really rely on the word recruitment because we would love to take everybody, but we want to make sure that we have diverse voices at each table. There is a process that is involved. So you would submit an interest form, and from that interest form, there is a committee that meets. And again, it's nothing personal because we want everyone to be at the table, but what we have, the space we have to make sure that it's diverse. So we are in the height of that season. We are actually actively recruiting for new family council members. It is a 2-year commitment. After that 2 years, there's potential for a 3rd year if you're really interested. But once you are a part of the Birth to 5 Illinois team, at least for my region, you are always with my region. And so we will constantly work with you past that 2-year commitment to hear your voice, to make sure that things are moving in your community, as well as if you're not necessarily able to make the commitment for council, there are other ways to engage, right? So we would love to capture your story if you are a caregiver. We would also like to capture your story if you're a stakeholder, right? Some of the initiatives that we're trying to move forward into the community will take other voices that sit outside of our Action Council. So even if you're not interested in joining the Action or Family Council, don't hesitate to reach out if there's a passion that you have, or if you're experiencing something. While we don't offer direct services, we are a community collaborator, so we can get you in touch with the people that you need, for sure.
Perfect. Absolutely. If you have something to give and you can get involved, please do, because there are a lot of people that need assistance these days. Things just harder to get to and get into, and there's a wait list on a lot of different things, even just to get a doctor's appointment or a dental appointment. Please help. And if you are someone in need, you can go to the Birth to 5 Illinois website.
Yes. And then always, if you're looking for resources, we have that early childhood resource hub that is housed at the Oak Lawn Children's Museum. And I'll make sure that you have the proper link to that as well. But there's a plethora of resources there. We do have some in-house resources and lists that we keep. So never feel alone. We're here to help.
If there were one thing that you would want someone to know, what would it be?
This is a loaded question. The one thing that I would say really to our work, as I mentioned, that I was a single mother. I moved here back home to the Illinois, Chicago area with a 1-year-old and was homeless. I lived in my truck for a little bit of time. And from that, I wanted to know, why is this happening to me? Who else is this happening to? And it really changed the trajectory of how I moved forward in life. Every program and every area of assistance I have probably tapped into. And so as I stand here in this role now, beyond passion, right? It's something that's in my DNA to make sure that families don't have to step through these same areas. They don't have to walk through the shoes that I walk through. And I think that both of our councils have that same level of passion and commitment. Birth to 5 Illinois is a system that is truly based off of passion and wanting to see positive change. And it's a concept that you guys are not seeing yet. It may be a little, I don't understand, I'm not sure, but trust me, this is what is going to change our community. Now more than ever, we need to just be that one fabric, that one thread that holds our communities together, and it's got to be based off of our children. So I say that with all the passion that I have, as my experiences have led me to here, I wish there would have been a Birth to 5 Illinois when I was going through it. So now there is. Don't let this system intimidate you. We're here to help.
Yes, and I think that was our common denominator too, is I was a single mom and I was told my daughter would outgrow all of the issues she was having, and she grew into other issues. And she was one of those children that was having behavioral issues and wetting the bed, and it became a social issue, and I felt like a failure. And
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea it had to do with her tongue in her mouth. And I've been a dental hygienist. I've been in the field for 16 years. So when you go through these things as a mom, you don't want others to have to go through it if you can help it. So I think that's where the passion comes in. And just
Yeah.
know that you're not alone. And there are resources out there for you. If you are feeling, go with your mom instincts too. If it doesn't feel right, it's not. Reach out to someone who can help you and listen to your gut. Your mom senses are not wrong.
Yes, absolutely. Go with your mom gut. You are the best. You are the best parent. You are the leader. You are raising and rearing a beautiful person. And so don't ever let anybody second guess you on that.
Nope.
Absolutely.
You are always your instincts are always correct for your child. You know them better than anyone. Don't let anyone talk you out of that. And
Absolutely.
be an advocate. And we're here to help you advocate. So thank you so much for taking the time and sharing about this program and being an advocate for others and helping them with these very much needed resources.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It has been a pleasure and a beautiful conversation.
Thank you. I hope that we get to work together a lot in the future, because these are definitely, you and I both know how needed this is.
Yes, agreed.
Thank you.